ruling Wumpist constitution. Our people have petitioned for reform, and this is what we have given them. It gives greater freedom and subsequently more wealth. This is the Wumpist constitution.
Constitution, fundamental laws, of the Wumpist peoples and Ziggilian kingdom. Hereof are birthed the sacred rules of the Wumpist and the Ziggilian peoples. Thou sacredness cannot be overruled by any foreign or domestic force, glogist or otherwise. Such unworldly figures and phantoms have on no bearing on the sovereignty of the Ziggilian kingdom and the force prided by the Wumpist people. Article 1, One-Party System, the ruling Wumpist party of the Ziggilian kingdom. WP, shall and will forever henceforth be in power as the vanguard from the Wumpist people and liberator of the oppressed. The WP represents all core organizations and entities within the Ziggilian kingdom. All parties other than the WP are illegal and subject to disbandment for the good of the Wumpist people. Article 2, Religion, the organization of other organizations and figures other than those state-approved or supporting the principles of Wumpism are illegal. Such organizations are banned under Wump, and tenacious actions will be taken against such organizations. Glogist statements and expression are banned under Wumpist law. These actions are taken for the sole benefit of the Ziggilian people in protecting them from the subversive figures whom wish to lead them astray from the true path of Wumpism. Article 3, Freedom of speech and assembly is allowed in the Ziggilian kingdom with the principles of freedom of speech and freedoms of press and assembly. They are subject to Wumpist law just as any citizen shall be considered. As such, before these freedoms can be exercised, such as writing or assembly, they must be held accountable to the law by being state approved by a state licensing bureau. These bureaus are tasked with protecting the people from disinformation and fake news and providing ideological leadership. Any such persons found violating said laws will be declared enemies of the state and will be charged with treason and re-educated. These actions are also up to the Secretary of WP as he sees fit. Article 4. The armed forces, for the freedom and protections of the Ziggilian kingdom and its peoples, the necessary defenses have been prepared, such as the Mujist Youth Organization, the Wumpist People's Army, etc. These forces, due to their imperative role in defense of the nation, are granted extra rights to exercise for the protection of the Ziggilian people in times of war or hardship. The said organizations can be granted exclusive wartime power for the protection of the people. This includes abilities to overwrite the articles described previously. Any attempt to contradict or impair said organizations in the defense of the nation is high treason. Universal military service is law for the Honorable Wumpist People's Army and the Mujist Youth Defense Program. This is mandatory for all unless special exemption is made or one's employment is judged vital to the state's proper functioning. Article 5, Suffrage, universal and direct suffrage is applied to every citizen of Wump. Ziggilian Kingdom citizens may vote in any state-approved election through secret ballot to a candidate approved by the ruling WP. Such interference against this is considered treason, and punishable as such. Article 6. Workers' rights. The Wumpist people have the right to employment to avoid the possibility of economic crisis, and for the steady growth and prosperity of the Wumpist state. Any obstruction of this is considered treason in the Ziggilian kingdom. Article 7, Amendments of the Wumpist Constitution. The Constitution may be only amended on the most important of occasions. The process may only begin upon explicit order from the King and ratified by both the King/Secretary of WP and 1/3 of core Wumpists. Article 8, Treason and Espionage. To defend the motherland is the sacred duty of every citizen of the Ziggilian kingdom. Treason to the country, violation of the oath of allegiance, desertion to the enemy. Impairing the military power of the state, espionage, and glogism is punishable with all the severity of the law as the most heinous of crimes. Such infractions will be reprimanded harshly. In times of war, such matters shall be tried in the presence of a military-appointed tribunal by the king, who shall possess full wartime powers. Article 9, Separation of Powers. The highest authority goes to the Secretary of the WP or the King or Kaiser. Such powers are not to be given to any other individual, and Secretary of the WP's role is eternal. The Secretary of the WP has the right to suspend activities by any lower party organs, such as the Commission of the WP and the various commissioners of state activities. These such powers are granted to officials by either appointment or a free election by the people. Article 10, the Wumpist flag, and the location of capitals. The flag of the Ziggilian kingdom shall not be disrespected in any way and must be saluted when seen. Any violation is a crime and constitutes as treason. The flag bears Thou Holy Mug Wump in the center with red, black, and white background. The capital of the Ziggilian kingdom, room 322, shall be the residence of the Secretary of the WP, and all of the highest administrative matters shall be attended there. Article 11, Disciplinary Action. Disciplinary action will take place as the higher authority, and WP see fit. The worst offenses that will result in death are disrespecting the Wumpian flag, disrespecting Wump, disrespecting the higher authority. All other crimes will be handled by the Wump government in accordance to their severity. Article 12, all Wumpist citizens are subject to constant surveillance by the higher authority. This is to ensure all crimes against the Wumpist state are caught and subject to prosecution by the state. Any attempt to impair or hinder the surveillance system, or any in this department agents, then this espionage will be considered a crime against the state. Article 13, military service is required for all peoples aged 20 to 24. All Wumpists are subject to conscription in the service of their nation. During mobilization, citizens of the Wumpian government may be conscripted under Wumpist law. Under the Selective Service Act of 2019, approval from the individual being conscripted is not required, and any attempt to resist will result in prosecution by a special military court. All recruits are expected to serve their party to the best of their ability if it puts their own life in jeopardy. Refer to Wumpist draft notice as soon as possible. Article 14, the Kaiser must, at all times, be respected and honored with the utmost pride and enthusiasm. If the Kaiser feels that you have disrespected him, he or his closest associates may choose any form of punishment for you and those affiliated with you, such as family and friends. Such infractions will not be tolerated, and no trial is to be given to those in question. Article 15, Thy Holy Mug Wump must be respected, honored, and praised to an even greater extent than to the Kaiser. If a citizen of Thou Wumpian government sees an illustration of Thy Holy Mug Wump, reads his name, hears his name or thinks of him, they must conduct the Wumpist salute, in accordance with Wumpist practices and codes of 2018. If they object to do so, they are committing treason of the highest order. Article 16, any attempt to enter or leave the nation included the transfer of one's property and possessions, such as slaves, must be first cleared with a special customs and state approved immigration officer. A form of travel pass of identification is required, such as a passport or propiska. All items that are brought across the border are subject to search and confiscation. Any items such as firearms and narcotics must be declared. Declaring independence is not allowed. A 30% tax will include all materials imported or exported in the Ziggilian kingdom. Failure to present proper documentation or to comply with an officer's instruction is a capital offense and is punishable by the highest order. A propiska is a pass used during Soviet times that gave you right to travel, live, and work in another city in the Union. Article 17, all Wumpist peoples are guaranteed by right to a comfortable housing unit. All key Wumpist officials have the right to enter any residence with the suspicion that they are unacceptable Wumpists and have the right to search and confiscate any items deemed a threat to the state or hinder its progress. The Wumpist administrative buildings or official homestead must be the tallest construction in all cities. All houses must have a government-issued Wump statue/portrait in every room of the dwelling. All homesteads are government-owned and may be confiscated as a disciplinary action or confiscate any residence or property they believe to hinder the success of the party. Article 18, all industries and farms are controlled and operated by the WP for the common benefit of the glorious Wumpist people. The industries are collectivized for efficiency and to ensure that landowners do not exploit the people. Attempts to resist collectivization will be met with harsh action. Drawing Article 19, including a basic income. Every Wumpist citizen will gain a sizable plot of land from the Wumpist government. This plot is to be used to construct a comfortable dwelling and to support that citizen's household or family. This land is held to that citizen perpetually, however that citizen's assets can be seized by the state at any time. This benefits both the citizen and the state. In addition to their state-held job, the peasant may be taxed. Insignificant measures of crops back to the Wumpist government to support the higher party. Article 20, a basic education is guaranteed by the state for up to 10 years schooling. The state provides higher education to those who exemplify outstanding loyalty to the state and unusual intellectual ability. In order to attend university, one must first be a captain member of the Mujist Youth. The Youth Education Program. Article 21, in accordance with these laws and declarations, every province within the Ziggilian Kingdom shall have a separate constitution that is fully state-approved, by the central government. They shall have Governor-General appointed by the Kaiser and Secretary of WP. They shall act as a semi-autonomous nation under the leadership of the Wumpist central government. These republics shall make up a union of Wumpian people. Article 22, all trials are free, fair, and public unless deemed an internal matter of the state. All citizens are provided an attorney. A randomly appointed jury will decide the verdict in a majority standing. The judge, who is appointed by a member of the higher party, will decide the punishment based on the severity of the crime. The higher party as a body or the Secretary of WP may overturn any jury decision if it is deemed incorrect. Under the Special Wartime Powers Act, a trial may be conducted entirely by the military's court as well as them having the power to eliminate the trial altogether. Any past crime eliminates a person from being able to be a jury member in any scenario. Article 23, all peoples of the Ziggilian Kingdom are permitted care when they are older or disabled. Special hospitals. With increasing degrees of care increased by donations to the Wumpist government. The most generous Wumpian government has given donations for the betterment of all people, so they expect something in return. Article 24, all peoples regardless of race or gender are equal under Wumpian law. But some are more equal than others. No discrimination shall be made towards any citizen of Wump, unless they have committed to the glugist cause. Article 25, the Ziggilian Kingdom provides a safe haven for all wishing to strengthen the Wumpian cause regardless of international background and history of that person. Article 26, glugists shall not be tolerated. All glugists shall be sent to re-education camps/vocational training schools for 5 years and face disciplinary action. In some cases, this will result in death. Article 27, the Ziggilian Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy. Article 28, The Wumpian constitution is a fluid document and may be changed/interpreted to suit the needs of any party member in the inner circle that wishes to change it for their specific needs. Any attempt by lower party members shall be considered impairing state activities and punished as treason. Article 29. The king may use the army in any way that helps the continuation and preservation of the Wumpist party. This may include using it to suppress and mellow another country or a province of the Ziggilian kingdom. Article 30. Below the king or secretary of WP there is the inner circle. The king appoints 2 extraordinary loyal people to do the managing of the lower party. Such powers include, modifying the constitution, declaring cases private, a personal guard, and power over every other member of the party. They have access to all internal documentation and surveillance and can serve as both judge and jury for extreme crimes against the state. Article 31. The Wumpist party gained strength during the overthrow of the government and gained power to protect the proletariat and constitute the beginnings of the Wumpist government. Article 32. All substantial property holdings are the property of the party and the king or are in a collective holding held by an inner party member. Article 33. Capitalist production is allowed only under the direct supervision of the state or by an inner party member. Article 34. All information is under the direct supervision of the party. The main news source that the populace must watch daily is Wump TV. Wump TV will have the most current news and subscription is required. Wump TV will also show you criminals of the state and pictures of them. You must use this information to try to identify and subsequently destroy these people. Any news source not censored by the party is false. Article 35. The king will nominate inner party members and the populace will vote on which candidate to choose. However, the right to overturn any decision is withheld to the Secretary of WP. Article 36. The following bodies of state are under control of an individual inner party members. Some specific inner party members may hold more than one. Defense, iron and steel industry, chemical industry, aircraft industry, shipbuilding industry, munitions industry, general machine building industry, navy, agriculture, paper industry, food industry, finance, trade, internal affairs, state security, justice, public health, building materials industry, state control, foreign affairs, foreign trade, post and telephones, coal mining industry, oil industry, electric power, the poop of peasants, censorship office. Article 37. All citizens of the Ziggilian kingdom have the right to work a career. This can be a state job working towards the betterment of all peoples or an agricultural or scientific career. All people will get a salary but will also get a plot of land, referred to in Article 19, to produce surplus food for the good of the party. Article 38. The legislative powers given to the inner party is given exclusively by the Secretary of WP, and inner party members are elected and serve for life. Article 39. The inner party of the Ziggilian kingdom is responsible in addition to other responsibilities for coordinating and directing the work of the people of the Ziggilian kingdom and of other institutions under its control. Adopts measures to carry out the economic plan and the state budget, and to strengthen the monetary system. Adopts measures for the maintenance of public order, for the protection of the interests of the state and the proletariat, and for the safeguarding of the rights of Wumpists. Exercises general guidance in respect of relations with Glugists or foreign powers. Fixes the annual contingent of citizens to be called up for military service and directs the general organization and development of the armed forces of the kingdom. Sets up, when necessary, special committees and central administrations for any and all matters concerning economic, cultural, and defense organization. Article 40, all branches of the inner party is under the jurisdiction by the King/Secretary of WP and may disband any government body. Article 41, to defend the fatherland is the sacred duty of every citizen of Wump. Treason to the Secretary of WP, violation of the religious code, desertion to Glugists. Impairing the military power of the state, and espionage is punishable with all the severity of the law as the most heinous of crimes. Article 42, the power of the party and the Secretary of WP shall back this Constitution of the state. Any and all attempts to hinder the Constitution is treason of the utmost degree. Article 43, he who shall not work shall go hungry. Anyone who does not work before the allotted period of retirement or have special needs shall have all property confiscated. Article 44, the duties of the Secretary of WP are the following. Convenes the sessions of the inner party. Interprets laws of the Ziggilian kingdom in operation and issues decree. Conducts referendums on its own initiative or on the demand of one of the inner party members. Annuls decisions and orders of the Council of the Inner Party and of the Council of People's Commissars of the Wumpist state in case they do not conform to law. In the intervals between sessions of the Secretary of WP, he relieves of their posts and appoints inner party members on the recommendation of the general populace. Awards with decorations and confers titles of honor of the Ziggilian kingdom. Appoints and removes the higher commands of the armed forces of the Ziggilian kingdom. In the intervals between sessions of the Council of the Inner Party can proclaim a state of war in the event of an armed attack on the Wumpist state or whenever necessary to fulfill treaty obligations concerning mutual defense. Orders general or partial mobilization. Ratifies international treaties. Appoints and recalls representatives of the Ziggilian kingdom to foreign states. Receives the credentials and letters of recall of representatives of foreign, Glugist, states. Proclaims law throughout the Ziggilian kingdom. In the interests of the defense of the Wumpist party or for the purpose of ensuring public order and state security. Article 45, the Kaiser or King can veto any decision made by a lower body and inhibits the position of Secretary of WP. Article 46, all land, its natural deposits, waters, forests, factories, mines, rail, water and air, banks, post, and telephones. Large state agricultural enterprises such as collective farming, as well as municipal enterprises and dwelling houses in the cities and industrial localities, are state property or higher party member property. Article 47, any citizen or person living within the Ziggilian kingdom is subject to unnecessary promotion or prosecution by the Secretary of WP or other inner party members. Article 48, any non-party member who does blasphemy to a member of the higher party is subject to persecution within the laws stated above and below. Article 49, succession goes to the oldest relative of the past king. In some cases, the king may choose his heir. Otherwise the king may choose different people to inhibit dissimilar roles. The king may put the body of Secretary of WP to a different person than his heir to the throne. Article 50, in the event of a discrepancy with the law between a jury, or any non-party member, and an inner party member, the inner party member shall prevail. Article 51, the legislative and executive power within the Ziggilian kingdom rests exclusively with the Secretary of WP and the inner party. Article 52, the power of the government is in the people. The party merely partially oversees and withholds the right to govern. Brighton. TCMS. 2019. This document was written with the express permission of the inner party and Secretary of the Wumpist party, and is valid for all time in the Ziggilian kingdom. The writers of this document are inner party members, Gil Polshuk-Kinel and Ben Remmel, and Der Kaiser Stylianos Tasikas. Also Taj Foster is Big Dumb.